What's happening, family? It's your man, CB Jr., Courtney Robert Brown Jr., here with the family. We got, as you already, most of y'all know, the legendary Tommy Sharp, a.k.a. the Black Dispatch, Black Butch, you know, #1 lieutenant to Eddie Jackson, and then went on to, of course, write a whole nother legacy, interacting with every major player that came through this town in the last, basically, half a century. Then we got his son, Cousin Pease, right here. What's happening, Pease? Long time, man. We good to see you. Yeah. Good son, you know, family. And you've heard us talk about Otis. Everybody kind of know that we're around the street. Remember when Otis was out here doing his thing? You know, that was his main man. Butch obviously was his main man. And then we right here in front of the Wall Street Bar. Those who saw the episode we did on Money Mondays, talking about the legendary Detroit investor, Mr. Eugene Moore. This is one of his establishments still here, Wall Street Bar. You know, as they call him, the Wizard of Wall Street. He's a black man that has made a fortune investing in the stock market in this bar here. But I'm gonna let Unc take it from here and let Peace chime in. Tell the family about you, Gene, Otis, Wall Street, y'all bars, and all of. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go with Gene Moore. He's a hell of a guy. Gene damn near owned every bar in the city of Detroit, quiet as a kettle.
Quiet as a kettle.
And I'm talking about, you understand, on 8 Mile, all those titty bars and Dearborn, 8 Mile, a lot of people don't know. Gene owned those bars. You understand? And damn near all, if you don't own the bars, most of the liquor license is in his name. Like I said, he's a real shrewd businessman. He ain't gonna sell nothing. He got the first dollar that he had when he first made. Gene is a hell of a guy. But I want to go, and Gene was real close to Otis, which was my partner. Otis was just like a son to Gene. I'm talking about anything that Otis needed or whatever, Gene would give it to him. I'm talking about they were so close. And then, like I say, me and Otis is just like brothers, you understand? I was the best man at his wedding, he was the best man at mine. And like I said, as far as my son, you understand, when I ended up going to jail, I had told Otis and I told my son, hey, stay close to Otis, man, you understand? Because sometimes Otis would get out of his lane. And like I said, he was one of the best persons you ever met in your life. And the day that Otis got killed, I'm gonna leave it over to my son. My son was with Otis that day when it happened.
Yeah, I was with Otis that day. Me and Otis got together he called me around 7 o'clock in the morning and told me to meet him at his house. I get out to his house, he outside washing his car. He had just bought that 2-seater Benz SL 500.
Yeah.
It was powderblue, it was pretty. He was out there washing his car. Me and my wife had pulled up and we was juggling. I was messing with him, messing around with him, talking shit to him. And he told me we had to go meet these people around 12 o'clock that day. So I told him, me and my wife, we were finna go shoot a few moves, and I'd get with you. He called me, so I left. Around 11, 12 o'clock, he called me, saying, nigga, where you at? We know we got to go, and I'm steady bullshitting around, telling them that I'll be there. Come up to Juanita's, up at the club. So I go shoot my move around 3:30, about 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm headed back up to the bar. He called me again before I head up to the bar. He said, I got to leave, I'll be right back. And I said, all right, I'll meet you up at the bar. Well, when he left, about a half an hour later, I left, headed up to the bar. I called him, I didn't get no answer from him, so I called the bar to find out was he still there. So I pick up the phone, they pick up the phone, I asked him where Otis at. I hear a lot of commotion in the back. People hooping and hollering and crying and shit, so I hang up the phone. They hang up on me and I call back. When I called back, they asked who I was. I told them who I was, and they told me that Otis was up there on 6 Mile and
Davidson and Woodward.
I mean, Davidson and Woodward. So I'm passing Davidson on the large freeway, headed up to the bar. So I make a U. I come up off the freeway, get up on Davidson. When I come off the Davidson freeway, I see about 400 people out there. And it was true, man. He was sitting in his car, man, in the driver's seat, slumped over, shot the back of his head, and that was a fucked up day, man. He was well loved out here, man, and fucked a lot of people up when we lost him, man. It's been 20 years this year, really,
And names still ringing, which
still
kind of tell you
yeah.
how good he was to people out here.
He was a beautiful person, man. Beautiful person, man.
And like I say, you understand, I was locked up at the time. And like I say, you understand, man, from when I found out just about what was happening that day when my son was with him, Otis had just got a shipment. We cocaine and heroin.
Yeah, and the shit wasn't no good. And we was supposed to be taking it back, and the shit just got crazy, man. And you know, I guess you know how they go, man. Jelly's your motherfucker. And you know, one thing led to another, man. We lost a good brother out here, man. You know.
Wow. Yeah, they're here, and then Wall Street was still going on.
Upscale
Upscales down at
Fisher Building.
At the Fisher Building.
Yeah, Fisher Building.
Tony
Julius.
Tony Julius.
Tony Julius.
So Butch was making some moves to kind of clean that money up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, partner with somebody who ain't got nothing but clean money.
Yeah.
You know, it was
it's a bad situation.
And like I said, Gene, hey, he's a hell of a guy. Gene, let me tell you something. You don't know who his hand is. He even owned the bar downtown, the White House. You understand? So you know what you're dealing with Gene. You know, all I can say, number of good things about it.
So you know, this has been, it'll be 10 years this December that we was here. We did the premiere for Motown Mafia. And let me tell you another thing about how Gene, stand-up guy. But you know, those who know, Gene owned the auto buildings on 6 Mile between Illinois and Hamilton, right? So the old man stayed in the master suite in one of his buildings.
Oh, we were by there. We just left there.
So that's the building the old man hustled out of, all through that Pakistani plug, all through that run in the Bahamas. That's where he was hustling out of that building.
And Gene kept his apartment the whole while he was in jail.
Daddy, that's what I tell him. Daddy go to jail, come back out.
Everything's still the same.
Still the same thing. And feds get so mad, they say, Courtney, you own that building. So I own that building. So nigga, how you keep going to jail, come back out? They don't move your furniture or nothing. But let me tell you the kind of guy he is. Gene, the old man was stashing money in the basement of the building. Gene fined $50,000 because he's old school like that. He do his own work, cleaning up. He filling around the building. He fined $50,000. He know it can't be nobody but the old man's. He came to the old man and said, man, I found this. I know it's yours. Here go the keys to the storage room downstairs, so you ain't got to go through all that, man. That's the kind of guy he is, man.
But you know, just like Courtney Jr. said, man, we was getting so much money, man, and we was forgetting where we got money at. Yeah. My son and my daughter, you understand, I done throw 50, 60,000 under the bed. You understand? And they forgot I had it.
I found garbage bags of money 6-7 months later in the basement.
And you said, Daddy, what you doing?
Yeah, he broke his heel. And I'm finding money all over the goddamn house. It's been there 6-7 months of garbage bags. It was some hell of a time, man. Some hell of a time.
Well, there'll never be no times like that. For real.
Never again. Well, we gonna get it again, Peace. We gonna get this movie together. We talking to some of the finance people right now, and we gonna make this happen. Because we gonna have Peace back again. He got been around his daddy and then seen again. You know, here what we doing at Big Boss and Motown Mafia with the whole family, you know. We've been at this for better or for worse all our lives. So we just trying to give it to people, you know, straight, no chaser. Because what we was doing got a lot to do with not just the history of the street, but as you hear, the business history of this city, you know, because in a town like Detroit, whether it's politics or business, the streets and all of it,
coincide.
It coincides, yeah. Love you guys. Go ahead, anything else you got.
All right. Well, like I said, you understand, I'm going to call it today. It's more coming.
It was just time to really tell a great untold Detroit story because it kind of covers Detroit at its zenith.
Very interesting story.
We decided that we were going to make a movie.
All right, Rich Rossi with you with Motown Mafia. I'm with Courtney.
Lewis Stevens,
Courtney Brown.
Courtney Brown Jr.
And Alan Al Prophet Bradley.
And this is an entrepreneurial, inspirational story too, because again, you know, I'm a real estate retail guy. You know, that's what my skill set is. But I'm a businessman, so I was like, you know, we're gonna do it. You know, sometimes when you got a dream, you won't have all the answers on how you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
What made this one unique was not so much the crime, but the intertwining with Detroit's history and the Motown era and kind of the economic decline of Detroit. And it's really the story of a family. And from some perspectives, it's has a happy ending, like you said. For others, it didn't have a happy ending.
Right.